foundation, America tells the wrong story about Africa. So imagine you go into a place and you have this expectation because you've been conditioned to believe a certain thing, and then you get there and it's totally the opposite.
Exactly.
And it's even better than what you could have even imagined in your own, wildest dreams. Yeah. So that really did it for me. So, and at that point, it's like, okay, I meet Jeff and he's like, let's do business together. And as a matter of fact, we talked for several months, and I want to say maybe September. I met him in June. In September, he's like, if you don't want to do this, I'm just going to do it on my own. And I was like...
So you saw the passion.
Right. I was like, all right, let's do it. And so, we're here.
Okay, cool. So, Jeffrey, you are from Kumasi. When did you leave Kumasi?
Like I said, I born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia.
You born there, so you just have roots.
Yeah, I have roots. That's where my family is from. I've been back and forth to Kumasi all the time. This is my first time actually. I stayed in Kumasi for 4 years after I graduated out of school, college. I worked in the U.S. for about 3 years. Came to Ghana, stayed in Kumasi for 4 years.
Oh, okay.
Doing business with my dad, and then I decided, got married, and my wife forced me to go back.
I met your wife. She's beautiful.
Yes.
So, okay, so a lot of Ghanaians dream to go to America.
Yes.
And they might question, why did you give up the American dream to move here to Ghana?
I think the Ghana dream is a little bit better.
And what is a Ghana dream?
The opportunity to truly own yourself, to expand at levels that I would have never thought. Like if I think about having a boutique hotel in the U.S. and owning a bar, it probably was a little bit far-fetched for me.
Yeah.
But to come here and meet another brother, like I said, who's like-minded and, work together in unity and get something like we've been able to kind of create here, it's like, it's a dream.
Hi, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lala's Journey, and today I'm here with the owners of 957 Daiquiri Bar here in Ghana. If you guys like content like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. Okay, so can you guys introduce yourselves to the people? Maybe we'll start with you.
All right, I'm Jeffrey Adiyiah, co-owner of 957 Daiquiri Bar.
Okay, and how did you get here in Ghana?
I came 2 years ago to open up a boutique hotel, and that's what really brought me and my family back to Ghana.
Okay, yes. What about you?
My name is Johnathan Reynolds. I'm from Louisiana. I came for the first time in June of 2023 on some other business and ended up meeting Jeff. Okay,
so what's your story? Like, what inspired you to move to Ghana, to start this business together?
For me, like I said, I moved back, about 2.5 years ago and opened up a boutique hotel that, my dad had got land. So I'm Ghanaian from Kumasi, but born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia.
Nice.
So, came back, opened up the hotel and just been ripping and running. And then, I've always thought in my heart, like, Ghana's just a little too hot.
It's too hot.
It's a little too hot. So I was like,
Atlanta's hot too.
It ain't Ghana hot. So, I just like, I've always thought about it, but never really knew what to kind of invest in or how to go about it. And, by God's grace, I met Johnathan at the hotel and, we started chopping it up and everything was going well. And then, I think he'll tell you the rest, what I said to him. But, I'll be honest again, by God's grace to figure out what he was doing over there in Shreveport, Louisiana, kind of coincided with what I thought would be a good idea as well.
Okay. So what about you? What led you to Ghana? What inspired you to move here?
Yeah. So June of 2023, quick brief history. I'm a banking executive back home, but also own a bar, Louisiana Daiquiri Cafe in Shreveport, Louisiana. So was invited with a group of other people in June to do have some meetings with some people around banking, housing, infrastructure, etc. And we stayed at Coco Palm Inn. I met Jeff and we just hit it off. We kind of had similar philosophies in life and things like that. And so we talked a lot. And then I was telling him about what I was doing back home as it relates to the Daiquiri Bar and things like that. And he was like, would I be interested in opening a bar in Ghana? I had just met Jeff in June. And so I was like, maybe in a year or two, maybe. Yeah. And he said, because he's been interested in expanding outside of Coco Palm Inn. So I said, maybe. So I go back to Shreveport, and we talk probably every day or every other day for months
about your plans.
about the plans,
Yeah,
right?
I think when I first moved here too, I was obsessed with research.
Yes.
So what made you choose Ghana and not any other country in Africa?
Oh, that one you got from. I have a background in Ghana.
But
yeah. So when I came in June, that was my first time ever coming to Africa. Period.
Wow.
And so, Ghana being the gateway to the continent, it holds true in its name. The people here are warm, friendly, loving. Everybody is polite. There is no language barrier because everybody speaks English as a second language. So that was easy to navigate through the community. And then just the culture here, the nightlife, the food.
Yeah.
It's a lot of similarities too in the food with Louisiana.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's very similar to Jamaican, Caribbean culture and American culture. That's why I love it here because I have background in both. But you've never been to Africa in general. So what is it about Ghana that maybe shocked you and made you say, you know what, this is worth an investment?
Yeah. So just as a foundation, America tells the wrong story about Africa. So imagine you go into a place and you have this expectation because you've been conditioned to believe a certain thing. And then you get there and it's totally the opposite.
Exactly.
And it's even better than what you could have even imagined in your own, wildest dreams.
Yeah.
So that really did it for me. So, and at that point, it's like, okay, I meet Jeff and he's like, let's do business together. And as a matter of fact, we talked for several months, and I want to say maybe September. I met him in June. In September, he's like, if you don't want to do this, I'm just going to do it on my own. And I was like,
so you saw the passion.
Right. I was like, all right, let's do it. And so, we're here.
Okay, cool. So Jeffrey, you are from Kumasi. When did you leave Kumasi?
I mean, like I said, I born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia.
You born there, so you just have roots.
Yeah, I have roots. That's where my family is from. I've been back and forth to Kumasi all the time. This is my first time actually. I stayed in Kumasi for 4 years after I graduated out of school, college. I worked in the U.S. for about 3 years. Came to Ghana, stayed in Kumasi for 4 years.
Oh, okay.
Doing business with my dad, and then I decided, got married, and my wife forced me to go back.
I met your wife. She's beautiful.
Yes.
So, okay, so a lot of Ghanaians dream to go to America.
Yes.
And they might question, why did you give up the American dream to move here to Ghana?
I think the Ghana dream is a little bit better.
And what is a Ghana dream?
The opportunity to truly own yourself, to expand at levels that I would have never thought. Like if I think about having a boutique hotel in the U.S. and owning a bar, it probably was a little bit far fetched for me.
Yeah.
But to come here and meet another brother, like I said, who's like-minded and, work together in unity and get something like we've been able to kind of create here, it's like, it's a dream.
Okay. So why is it so far-fetched to do the same things in America?
I mean, it's a I don't know if where you're from, but it's just just a lot more into it. It's a lot more into it. And not like you say it can be done, right? I have somebody over here who's done it and has been very successful at it. Johnathan with his Louisiana Daiquiri Cafe. So, I think for me in my position where I was in life and everything and what I wanted for my kids, it's just like, hey, I think that coming to Ghana, I could actually hand something over to them.
Okay. So what does Ghana offer you that America doesn't?
Ghana offers peace, tranquility. Ghana offers an opportunity to invest and get a significant return on that investment.
Yeah.
Ghana offers the ability to grow, be a part of a culture absent of hostility for things that are beyond your control. I have a business in the U.S. and like I said, I'm in banking in the U.S. as well. And I navigate in those environments that are not as friendly to people of our color or from our background. And Louisiana Daiquiri Cafe, we've been open over 5 years now. We've been extremely successful. And we have, quite a bit of competition. And over the years, competition grows. But in the U.S., even African Americans in the U.S., there's a condition that we have as a culture in the U.S. as a result of the oppression, as a result of generations of passing down wrong information, as a result of learning, things that aren't true to who we are genetically, So when you come here, you experience it differently. You experience Black people differently, Africans, all across the diaspora. When you come to Africa, at least my experience coming to Ghana, that interaction with folks that look like us is not quite the same as it is back home.
How so?
back home, it seems like here, the first instinct is to be welcoming, kind, loving, want to partner or want to help and support.
Yeah.
Back home, it's skepticism immediately.
Yeah, in competition.
You know, and also you have the mentality, or you see it a lot in our culture, that if you're successful and you're black and I'm black, I don't want you to be successful. I need you to fail in order for me to be successful. Yeah. And that's not who I am and how I am. And that's actually why Louisiana Daiquiri Cafe is as successful as it is, because we give a lot back to the community. And we really try to celebrate successes and celebrate our culture, and we try to celebrate other business owners, and we give them an opportunity to do business with us so that it's profitable for them. So, yeah.
Okay. So before we get into questions about the Daiquiri Bar, I do want to ask you, because you mentioned something about what you want for your kids here. Yeah. So a lot of my parents moved us to America in '96 because they figured, you know, it's more opportunity. At that time, we didn't really have any experience in America. So I'm just the, you know, first generation immigrant there. Yes. But, you know, America offers development, these convenience, things like that. So what is it that you see for your kids here that you don't, that America doesn't offer for you?
I think a little bit what Johnathan said was that the hostility is not there. You know, they don't have to worry about being stepped on, or the crab in the barrel mentality. And it's opportunity, you know, from my perspective of values and morals that I've learned growing up in Ghanaian, that I believe my kids will benefit from. And then, you know, obviously, the opportunity, I can actually hand it over to them. Like I'm grooming them now. Like, this is yours. Yeah. They come to they come and see it, and they believe, oh, dad is running the business. Dad owns that and everything like that. Uncle Johnathan has helped. So then they say, oh, wow, you know, these guys are really doing it. And now they believe they can do it. My daughter even said, hey, dad, I haven't seen a Ghanaian woman president. Maybe do you think I can be one? Yeah, right. And I think it because she sees it here.
Yeah. I mean, you can really be anything you want to be here. I've seen it happen for so many people. You could scale so much faster here because you have the benefit of the doubt, that privilege, you know, where they don't know what we offer, and you can basically start fresh. Yep. So speaking of starting fresh, what made you open the Daiquiri Bar? What's the story behind it?
I'll let John.
So like I said, I came in June. My wife and I, we came with some other people, talked to Jeff, and we really connected. And I was showing him what my bar does back home. And it's hot in Louisiana. Yeah. And it's hot in Ghana. So those are two things that are very similar. Yeah. And people like to have a good time, and back home, it's a vibe. It's part of the culture. It's part of the community, and it's hot. And so when you want to cool down and have a good time, why not have a frozen alcoholic beverage, right? And so you can have it with different flavors and things like that. So, and what we also do, we have Sunday Fun Day, patio parties. We've had various celebrities come visit our place of business, and we don't judge, you know, so it's a safe place for everybody. So we've had politicians come and hang out with us. Like I said, celebrities, just local, regular community people, leaders in our community, etc. So, and I was showing him this, and he was like, man, this is amazing. You know, I wanted to open a bar. So we get to talking about it, and I was like, yeah, I would do this. I wasn't going to do it this soon, but I was going to do it because my plan is in the next few years to basically be here in Ghana and then back in the U.S., right? Okay. So this was a perfect kind of opportunity to create a business, invest capital. By the way, it's not as significant investment as it is back home. Yeah. The cost of our machines back home alone is more than everything else for this business. Exactly. Just to put it in perspective. Yes. So, but that is, so it's like you start generating, you know, you're building something that's going to continue to generate income and that can grow. It's, you know, it's a business that can expand, and being the first authentic Daiquiri Bar in Ghana is kind of like Coca-Cola. You know, when you're the first, even if more come, and we welcome that, but we're the first. And so as we continue to grow and expand, you know, it just creates more opportunities for the people here. We hire local employees, obviously. And so it gives them an opportunity to continue to grow with us.
Wow, that is so progressive and interesting, the entire story. I love daiquiris, by the way. I'm having a mango daiquiri. So you guys stop by and have a refreshment. They have food as well. So what is your story behind this bar? Like, how did you get involved in it?
I think a little bit is that, man, I've always thought, man, it was hot in Ghana. I was like, yo, I go around and I'm like, I don't tend to like warm smoothies. And so I was, with the milk. So I was going around and I've been together, 2 or 3 years. Like, man, there's nothing really cold and refreshing. And so, when Johnathan came around, he started showing me, I was like, yo, man, this is what I've been dreaming about. This is what I think you can really shake and bake here. Yeah. And then, I put pressure on him. And I told him seriously, I said, man, you go, what's up? You know what I mean? We're going to do it or you're not, hey, I'm going to do it. You're going to find out. You're going to see me on TV sooner or later. So let's be on TV together. So, yes, we're now. So, and I think a little bit was that, to be honest, having somebody who has been successful and has been a mentor who can kind of guide and guide on that business side was beneficial for me, right? And so I think that really kind of pushed me to kind of partner with Johnathan, because probably if somebody else, it probably wouldn't have not worked.
Okay. Yeah. So the events you mentioned earlier, does that help you scale and promote your business here at the Daiquiri Bar?
Absolutely. We did the Juneteenth festival. There's been some other festivals where we popped up and because you want to get, especially when you're new to a market and the idea of it is somewhat like not as prominent across, across all of Accra. So we're doing different things to just get more brand recognition and get more people more familiar with the product. But everybody that tastes it loves it, right? Yeah. So we just getting people exposed to it because they'll come back. It's affordable relative to all the other alcoholic beverages at any bar or lounge. So it's not like they're having to change the way they engage and interact when they go out for nightlife and entertainment. It's just, here's a different product, a different experience. We really consider ourselves a pregame spot. So we get people out a little bit earlier because they can get something cool and refreshing when it's a little bit warmer. And they'll stay as long as they need to, and then they go to the next spot. So we want to get them primed and ready to go when they continue their nightlife adventure.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys are having an event here today, right? Can you tell me more about it?
Yes. So I think we're having AJ Calloway from 106 in Park.
106 in Park.
Show I grew up on watching and seeing celebrities. So it's definitely a honor to have him come and partner with us to get this to kind of have a welcome.
I met AJ. I was out this weekend and I just knew it was destined for me to meet you guys because it's just like divine alignment in a way. So I'm excited to stay along. You guys, I'll put some footage of the meet and greet on here as well. Awesome. So what else are you looking for? Like, what are your future plans for the bar? What is the vision you see for this bar? And
so I know one of the things is likely to outgrow the current location. And we're also discussing pretty much branding our own daiquiri mix itself. Like right now we're using local fruits for juices. And we're partnered with a local distillery for our alcoholic beverages that we use. So a lot of it's locally sourced, but because of the seasonality in some of the fruit, it makes it more prudent to go on a process to where we can actually brand our own mix, and then now we can be a supplier to other folks that we want to offer a couple of daiquiris in our bar or restaurant. So we want to grow into manufacturing the actual mix as a base for other bars and restaurants, and then grow outside of this location and expand into other areas.
Okay. So to diverse a little bit on that topic, is it really difficult to partner with Ghanaians? Because I've heard like horror stories, of the pace of things here and how it can be a little different in America. So can you explain to me the process, and has it been difficult or an easier process for you?
It's been a very easy process. Now, the caveat is, while Jeff is Ghanaian, he spent quite a bit of time in the U.S., so he's kind of like a blend of what you would need in a partner. But I think, just generally, from my experience, people here are very trustworthy, from my experience. So if there's trust, the rest you can kind of negotiate. You can navigate and make work. But as long as there's trust, transparency, and commitment and a willingness to commit to the brand and the product being an excellent product, the rest of it, you're not going to always agree with anybody. So just being able to talk that through and compromise and come up with solutions that make sense for the business. But like I said, Jeff was a perfect partner for this experience. Probably the only partner I have in Ghana, to be honest. So if there's any other business adventures that I'll explore, I'm going to reach out to him first.
Yes, I just wanted to, just ease some stereotypes, because sometimes they think like it will always be difficult to work with Ghanaians, but if it's everything is meant to be, I think it will happen in perfect alignment. So it's not always difficult working with, other people. We're all the same people, and if you're meant to align with someone, it's going to happen, and it's not going to be as difficult as maybe someone else's story. So I like to hear different stories to see. Yeah. So, what is it that you see for the future of the bar?
I think a little bit. I think I'm on the side of really having a bar that is a home name, right? I want to be a place where everybody can come and feel united, have fun, engage each other, no matter, if you're Alpha or you're Kappa. No matter if you're, Fanti or you're Ashanti or Elway or Ga, right? So I think we want to be a place where people can come and just and have a good time and have a vibe and everything. Of course, like as Johnathan said, expand. Definitely, I think to a little bit, sometimes we're already outgrowing the bar a little bit at some points and some events, but it's to really give people something different, right? You know what I mean? I really want to kind of set the stone that you can think outside the box. You can do something new in Ghana and you can be successful. And to the partnership side of it is that not just with Ghanaians, but Ghanaians can also partner with those who are from the U.S., whether the background, whether they're first generation. Yeah, exactly. You can partner and we can, as two men, black men, we can come together and we can find a way to agree. We can find a way to move forward and be successful, and not trying to say that everybody does it by themselves. So I think that's what I'm really trying to do.
So how long has the bar been in business now?
So we started having like sneak peeks and soft openings in April of this year. And then we had our big grand opening in June of this year.
Yes. Okay. So for people who want to start a business like this, what is the step-by-step process? And is it a long process?
Get a good partner first.
Right.
Get a good partner. Because while I will say this, while we do have a good success story and good relationship and unity, I haven't heard the same thing for everybody, right?
Yeah.
So I always tell everybody, be mindful, do your research, make sure, you know what I mean? Because, while we're good, we can't guarantee it for the next person.
Yeah.
So I would say, hey, do all the research you can do first. Really think about it, really understand the investment, the cost that it's going to go to. It's like, hey, count the cost before you go in.
Yeah. And what about to avoid, getting scammed or being played in any way?
I want for Ghana.
So
what advice would you?
I would say pay attention to the little things.
The fine print.
Yeah, the fine print, but also the little things in behavior. Like of the person that you're doing business with.
Yeah.
Like they'll show, it'll be little signs. It was a lot of little things that Jeff did. I was like, oh, he's solid. It was a lot. Like every day I was telling my wife, I was like, oh yeah, Jeff's solid. Like, so it's the little things that really matter. And don't get it mistaken. Everybody doesn't partner well in the U.S. either.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You can't stereotype.
Right. You can't stereotype. But I would like to also, and I don't know how long this interview is going to go, but I wanted to recognize the D9. They have been huge in supporting us since we've opened.
Yes.
The Omegas, AKAs, the Kappas, the Alphas, the Sigmas, the Zetas, the Sigma Gamma Rhos, the Iotas. So we've had all representatives of the D9 have been here throughout the time that we've opened. Every time we have something, they show up in good numbers. They promote us. When we are at other events, they show up. So I just want to make sure to acknowledge their support of our business, because we're both Greek ourselves. I'm an Alpha, he's a Kappa.
Oh, nice.
AJ is an Omega, believe it or not. Everybody makes, decisions. I don't always
So you guys both spent time in America. So do you feel like America has prepared you to be more discerning and wise in this business venture?
I'll let you tackle that first.
Yeah. For me, yes. Cause my former education is in America, obviously. And then my business there. So I've been able to, pretty much learn some things along the way, but being a banking executive, I work with a lot of business owners. Like I provide advice, guidance, and education, assist them with their access to capital. So I know quite a bit about various industries, and I've seen the pitfalls, I've seen the mistakes. And so my experience is there, and just in my occupation and in my business itself has exposed me to certain things that I was able to learn from, and then bring that into my next, venture.
So while you think of your answer, what about your personal life? How has it prepared you in that way?
Really to be able to overcome obstacles Because if you can be African American and be extremely successful in America, you can be successful anywhere, to be honest. Because there are so many obstacles that are, first you start out with being black, right? So that's an obstacle in itself, to be honest. And then you start out with potentially, at least in my case, I grew up in poverty. So growing up in poverty, I didn't have access to resources. I didn't have access to somebody to look up to that showed me what business is like. So being able to grow up in that environment and still be able to overcome. And then it's like, okay, that's like the foundational issues. And then you get into the fact that, some of our own people don't always, work well with us. And then there's a lot of negativity that's always thrown out. Like we got Kamala Harris running for president. And you'd be surprised at some of the things that people are saying that they're just misinformation. And so you have a lot of that. America is one of the only countries that I'm aware of in which an oppressed people have to still live and be and interact and integrate with their oppressors. Like the civil rights just ended 60 years ago. So if you can overcome those things and still navigate in that environment, still be successful in your business and your occupation, I think coming to Africa
is a piece of cake. To me. So what about you? How has living in America prepared you to live in Ghana on a professional and business, personal level?
I think on a professional level, I was in HR background, so profession. So I was in the pharma industry, so I dealt with so many different groups of people, and so it's kind of helped me as I've come back to Ghana to engage people on a daily basis, really read people, understand what they're thinking, what they need. So that has helped me on a personal level. U.S. I think U.S. did give me discipline. You don't have the opportunity to mess up, as you say, as an African American. There's not a second or third chance, right? So, my parents and even being in the U.S. always say, hey, get it right the first time, Jeff. You can't mess up, because your opportunities will, disappear. So it's pushed me to be a lot more disciplined, and that has helped me as I've come to Ghana to be disciplined as I run Coco Palm Inn, to be disciplined as we're running 957 and trying to get us off his feet. And so that's been a big part for me.
Nice. So what is the culture shock you've experienced since being here? The biggest culture shock?
Hot in December.
It's cool now. You see
Yeah.
What else?
Like the politeness, just yes, please, no, please.
Good afternoon. Good morning.
I'm like, okay, I beg, it's like everything is the approach is polite. And even when there's a disagreement, it starts out polite. And the other thing is that, like I said, in America, they paint this picture of Africa. So then when you come in, you're like, whoa, okay, you have significant development here. You have buildings that are tall and big and nice. You have homes that are beautiful, that are, in my opinion, better. Show you. Right. That are better quality than some of the homes, than most of the homes in the U.S. Just the workmanship.
Much better.
Yeah. So, the beaches are beautiful.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
and then the nightlife,
Oh yeah, the nightlife.
The nightlife in Accra, from my experience, is similar to New Orleans.
It's like an adult playground.
They don't sleep. So, I'm a little older, so I go sleep. But when I leave, up until that point, it's a good time. So.
That's kind of like Atlanta, Georgia, in a way.
You know how we get it down. Magic City.
Let me stop Anyway, so what about you? I know you have Ghanaian background. You've probably been raised Ghanaian. But what is like a culture shock that maybe you cleared up since moving to America and coming back? Being born there and I
think the difference is be a little different on his side is that I found that, excuse me, I say, man, Negroes are Negroes everywhere. like I think at time, and I'm saying that in a way that people are the same, right? Let's not figure that, these people in this country, they're much different. They behave this way. No, they're the same everywhere, right? I've met people in U.S. and in Ghana, both who treated me the same way, X, Y, and Z, done the same things. And I'm like, wow, you remind me of my boy who acts the exact same way. And so I think that has kind of been a culture shock to say that, hey man, this narrative that we're just different and we need to oppose each other, it's totally false. You know, we are the same.
Yes, we are. And I'm glad you cleared up that stereotype, because people think we're so much different. Even sometimes when I tell them Jamaica is just like here, they're like, yeah, right. Yeah. But it is. And we have similar ways of communicating, being, just existing as a whole.
Yes.
Good. So, would you ever move back to America, and why or why not?
Yes, because I still have business there. My family is there, obviously. I'm a father and a grandfather. However, I've been talking to them about moving to Accra, and some of them are extremely excited and interested. But yes, because of the business, because of also some healthcare opportunities, you know, things like that. So I would keep at least, you know, my home there, and all of that would stay in place. You know, for when I do go back, you know, that's where I stay. And I want to continue to grow my business that's in America. And then, of course, you know, be there for my family and visit my family and things like that.
Okay. So what about you?
No, I ain't going back. I'm not going back. I'm here. I'm like here. I sold everything. I didn't want no opportunity for me to think of second guess myself. So I told myself, my wife, I prayed about it. Hey, this is what I think we're going. I sold everything, packed up. We all got jumped on the plane, and you know.
So
and let me clarify. I would not move permanent. It's like I would have both.
Exactly.
I'm permanently.
But you would stay here most of the time.
Probably.
You hear that? Ghanaians, do you hear him? He said he will never move back.
No.
Everybody dreams to go there, you know. And I'm so happy you're clearing up like these stereotypes. So. Okay. You say you would never return.
Yes.
But do you regret living in America?
No. I can never say I regret living in the U.S. It's brought me so many opportunities. I've met so many good people. I can never say that. Like that I would be silly. If I would say that. Like, and I even encourage people, if you do get the chance to go to the U.S. and it's an opportunity to better yourself in your life, yes, take it. You know what I mean? And not everybody's story is meant to come back to Ghana. I understand that as well. But for me, I did.
Okay, got it. So you guys are both wise businessmen. Do you have any advice for people who want to come out here and start a business?
You know, stay focused, pay attention to the details, be committed to your product, and make sure your product is excellent. Make sure that you monitor the financials, because we want to be profitable so you can stay in business. Treat people, you know, fairly, you know, with respect and kindness, and then really promote your brand, push your brand, and try to expose your brand to as many people as possible, so that they can continue to be successful.
Okay, what about you?
I would say for everybody who wants to do business is that the same way you do business in U.S. and Europe is the same way you do business in Ghana. Don't assume coming to Ghana is going to be much easier, that you can jump loopholes and be successful. It's still hard work. It's still a grind. Like I said, it's still committed to marketing your brand, pushing, being committed, disciplined. And so have that mindset that Ghana is not a place where I can make it easy. It's a place where you can make it, but you still have to do those things to be successful.
Yes. Okay, so what about business opportunities? Which business opportunities do you see here that you might eventually tap into, or others can't as well?
I see tourism being a huge industry here. I see it as a growing industry. The number of tourists over the last 10 to 20 years has grown significantly. Year over year, it's continued to grow. So there's a huge opportunity in tourism and hospitality. There's a huge opportunity in bars and lounges and nightlife, because as the population continues to grow, people continue to tour. That means people are looking for a good time 7 days a week.
Yes.
But I do think, as far as industry, there's manufacturing opportunities here. There's opportunities if you have a background in engineering or anything with infrastructure. There's huge opportunities to come and provide your expertise in those areas. I've seen that just over the last year. It's a significant amount of opportunity. So for professionals that have technical skills to provide their expertise to companies in those industries.
Okay, what about you? What do you see?
I wouldn't say any particular industry. I would say that it's opportunities anywhere and everywhere, depending on what you have a passion for. My biggest thing would be to say is that when you're coming out, partner, try to partner. And in any industry, like let's create an ecosystem for each other. And I think that's what I would tell people. Whatever it is, let's create our own ecosystem so that it can go around, right? And if enough of us get down here, we jump into manufacturing, restaurant, bar, and you know, we can all let it go around and around.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
transportation.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a good one
I don't
too.
see a lot of like
moving trucks
like 18 wheelers and things
really
like
need
that.
Yeah.
So we got to get the roads fixed.
Yeah. That too. We need some people working on the roads as well. But okay, what has been the best thing about your experience in Ghana?
So when we first came, I got off the plane and you could feel the energy. And I remember my wife saying, "You feel that?" I was like, "I know, right?"
Yes.
So she was done at that point. She was like, "Yes, this is it."
Set.
Yeah. But meeting Jeff and being able to partner and open this business, but we're also talking about other opportunities and things that we can do together. So I would say that's probably the top thing that I've experienced being here. And then some of the other people I've met since I've been here, that own other businesses. Some of my fraternity brothers, some are members of other Greek organizations.
Yeah.
It was just really fascinating to be able to engage, interact, and connect with so many people so quickly.
Yeah.
I don't make new friends.
Yeah, it's so easy to connect here.
Yeah.
It's so easy to network, and you can meet a wide range of different types of people from one background to the next. Like, it really doesn't matter whether they're in entertainment, whether they're a YouTuber, or just your average Joe. But you have accessibility to so many different types of networks here, and your network is your net worth.
Yes.
In Ghana, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what about you? Did I already ask you that question?
Ask me again.
Oh, I think I've already asked you. Oh, the best part about
Yes.
Ghana, sorry.
I think me on my side of it is having my kids to spend time with their grandmother and then the other families and stuff. So I see the value in that when they're with their grandparents and engaging them and learning from them the culture and everything of that nature. So that's been a blessing for me. Yes.
Okay, cool. So what has been the most difficult part of your experience?
So, what do they call it? Ghana maybe time?
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's part of the culture. I'm with it. But the roads, man.
Yeah.
The roads. Yeah. Oh my God. Like, it is intense.
Yeah.
And you may go through one of the most torrentious roads you've ever experienced to get to an oasis. We went to St. Kofa Beach club, but the road leading to it, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna need a massage just after I get out of the car. But so that some of the infrastructure challenges get a little bit frustrating. And the power outages.
Yeah. Even you deal with it. I'm sure you have a nice place, and it's still power outages.
Well,
there?
but I go to other places.
Okay. So what about you?
So we have a backup generator even here, but it's just interesting. It's like, really?
What? Why?
Right.
Yeah. What has been the most difficult part of your experience?
I think it is working personally, because I have the hotel, working with contractors.
Oh wow.
The Ghanaian masons, all those and at times, man, they work on their own time, man. They have no
so
time is not it's an issue and everything, and being professional. So I think at times I find it difficult, when hey, if you ask, you want this amount and I pay you, get the job done.
Do you think that it inevitably improve with the tourism and the different types of people that are coming out here expecting customer service and timely service?
No, and that's why I'm encouraging a lot more of us to get out there and create some of these businesses and be professional, right? I'm not saying that every person who's coming from overseas is going to come out with a professional and be dedicated, and they can also have foolishness as well. But I'm saying if we can come out here and we can create that, then we'll force everybody else to meet up to that standard.
Yes. Yeah. So let's return back to the Daiquiri Bar. So what is the specialties here? What do people come here to enjoy? I know the daiquiris, but what else do you offer?
So we offer food. My personal favorite is the red spring rolls. They are amazing. That's right, red spring rolls.
I like spring rolls.
Yes, they are amazing.
It's spicy.
It got a little spice on it.
Okay.
It's Ghana.
Yes.
But it is amazing. And I think a lot of our dishes are Ghanaian dishes, but with a twist. So it makes it unique. It's like has a little bit of a Western spin to a Ghanaian dish. And we really pull it off. Kudos to Jeff and some of the ideas that he comes up with. He's a very creative person when it comes to food. My favorite drink is the icebreaker. It's a cocktail name because I'm an alpha, obviously. We too cold. So and then the daiquiri, the strawberry and mint.
Yeah, strawberry and mint.
Oh man, you got to try that.
Hey.
You mix those two together. It's
if you're buying, I'm trying. So what about you? What is does the bar offer as far as food and refreshments and things?
So similar to what John's saying, we got a little twist, but we do bring it back down south. As you know, I said you bought some lemon pepper wings out here a couple times. Love the so lemon pepper
wings made this interview happen.
Yes, right. It's true. Lemon pepper wings. I like the cheeseburger, spring rolls. We have a new burger coming out, which is a peanut butter and jelly burger with plantain, sweet plantains all in it. So hey, please stop by and try it. But when it comes to drinks, I'm gonna go with I probably like the strawberry and passion mint, and I like the peach and kiwi. And then my last drink, I'll probably say I like the 0611.
Okay, so are you guys seeking out any investors or collaborations with maybe people from back home or Ghanaians?
So I don't know that we need any investors for 957 Daiquiri Bar.
Okay, he got that.
But I think for collaborations, like I was saying, if we're gonna put a mix together and have our own mix, we probably will need to collaborate, with
somebody that mixologist.
That or a manufacturer that can make it, that understands the science and chemistry behind it, so we know what shelf life is and things like that. The other thing, there's opportunities even to distill our own, like my brain goes, and we already have a distillery that we work with. They're friends of ours actually. So so there's opportunities to collaborate, not necessarily investors in this, but collaborations with other opportunities and business for sure.
Got it. So all right, so what is the future? What do you envision for the future of this bar? I know I asked you that earlier, but what are some things you want to change and implement and just help it to advance to the next level? So like you said, you outgrow this location.
So and the folks that have been here before will see that each time they come, there's a little bit of evolution. Like even today, it looks a little different than it did last week.
That's good.
We're just doing different things to just enhance it. That was one of the strategies Jeff and I talked about when we first opened. It's like, don't give all of it day one.
Exactly. Just kind of it's beauty in a journey.
Yes, exactly. And it's like rebranding. It's like, oh, it's fresh. This is new. So then they come back out and experience it. But it's a vibe. When people come to 957, nobody's a stranger. It's a vibe. Like everybody is just interacting and engaging and having a good time with themselves and with each other. And we want that to continue. We want that to just grow out. As we outgrow this and we go to the next location, that becomes part of our brand. Like 957. It's a vibe from Gulf Coast to the Gold Coast. It's a vibe, where everybody, is family. So we like the tree in the background, and we've brought the leaves. We've grown from just having leaves on outside. Now we've grown to the inside. So we try to celebrate and recognize the Ghanaian culture, as you see on the walls and things like that. So there'll be more opportunities to do that too.
So how many Ghanaian staff have you hired?
They're there. All of them are. I love them.
I love that you're giving back to the community.
Yes.
Okay. So, any final questions for my viewers? Do you have any final advice for my viewers? Any last words that you want to, offer them?
Don't give up on any of your dreams that you have. There's always going to be obstacles. There's going to be some challenges and discomfort. Nothing that's truly worth having comes easy. So it takes work and commitment and passion. In order to grow, you have to be uncomfortable in order to grow. So, get out of your comfort zone, welcome the discomfort, welcome the no's and the challenges and the obstacles, because you can learn from that to be better in whatever your future endeavors are, whatever your ambitions are, and come by 957 and have a cold, refreshing beverage while you think about it.
Good plug. Okay, what about you?
My big thing is create your own story. This is our story. We're looking forward to hearing more stories on your platform, Lala, of others and how they've been successful. That'll also encourage all of us. So I just tell everybody, create your own story. And again, come for these lemon pepper wings. Come for lemon pepper wings, get your dagger.
Exactly. Yeah. So, like these gentlemen have said, it's not going to be easy. Nothing worth easy is worth having. But for us, people of color, out of many, one people. That's what we go. That's a quote we go by in my country, and we really are the same. These are two different men from completely different backgrounds, and they've come together to collaborate and hire Ghanaian staff. So yes, it's not easy, but for us it's much easier here than it is in America. So you guys make that trip, come down to the Daiquiri Bar, make sure you get a refreshment. December is coming up. Yes. It's going to be lit. If they want to find you, where can they find you? Do you have a handle on Instagram or anything like that?
Yeah, so it's 957 Daiquiri GH. That's Instagram. Same thing for Facebook. We'll have our website coming out, so we'll push it out on all those platforms as well. You can find us on Google as well. So we're at 7th Street, Papa Monrovia. So in Osu, right next to Epos. So hey, check us out.
Yeah. Okay. So it was nice meeting you guys. Come in. Thank you for coming on my channel. Yeah. And I truly enjoyed my daiquiri, y'all. It's done.
I see.
I'm going to go have some more, and we're going to enjoy this meet and greet. So until next time, thank you for watching. And if you like content like this, make sure you hit the notification bell and hit that subscribe button. Thank you again. One love. Bye.